Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elm Creek here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, C-Waddy. We have got, we're about to go and do some work. All of my field stuff is complete. So my soybeans are seeded, they are fertilized, they are de-weeded. So I haven't got anything to do with them until basically they're ready to harvest. So what I've decided to do today for something a little bit different is I've decided to take a baling contract. So we have got a load of equipment here at the store for us to use. We've got header, windrower, baler, bale collector. Okay. And we've got to go do, I think it's field 71. Which I'm guessing is going to be a huge field. It is, and it's right down just past the farm. I think we've done this field before. I've definitely done it in multiplayer. We've not done it in single player. Although when we did it in multiplayer, it turns out we didn't quite manage to successfully. We were tasked with doing round bales, and as it turns out, oh, that's horrible. I've installed and activated the vehicle control add-on mod by Mowing, the one which gives you the fake GPS system. Unfortunately, it does a bunch of stuff to the steering of vehicles, designed to make it easier for people who play with keyboard to be able to control their vehicles. However, if you're playing with a controller or a wheel like I am, it makes the steering way more sensitive and ridiculous. So I may end up turning that mod off. And I just think I'm going to wait for the proper GPS mod to come out by Wopster. I don't want all the other rubbish. Now, there's some collectibles down here. Yay! Look at that, look. Got a cow. Got a sheep. We got a blue piggy. Found some collectibles. I've also found one on top of the store, on top of the shop, where we get all our vehicles and that from. However, I can't get it because I'm not able to jump on the roof. There's another collectible over here. On this desk here. I'm not specifically set out today to hunt for collectibles, but you know, if the chance arises for me to find a couple, then why not? Why not take advantage? There's one. Water tanker. Yeah, it's worth having a quick look around, because that gives us a few extra quid. A few extra thousands we've made today. But yeah, we are here to do the mowing. I'm almost thinking to myself, let's log out, turn that vehicle control nonsense off, and then log back in. Sky Sports notification. Jockey has been found guilty of 7-month campaign of bullying and harassment. Oh no. Oh well, there you are. Let that be a lesson, people. Don't be a scumbag. It's because I've got my iPad on my desk. So if we get a lot of notifications today, you may actually hear a couple in the video, which is a shame. Oh yeah, this is not going well. Already, this thing's way too sensitive. I can activate like the fake GPS stuff though, which would make it a lot easier. Keep it on track just whilst I'm doing what I'm doing. See, I'm not prepared really for using this because I haven't got the keys bound to my controller or anything practical. I think what I should do is probably focus on the headland if I can. If I can manually steer around the headland, I will do the headland. As I think that's probably important. But yeah, I figured we'd do a baling contract today. It pays nice money. Yeah, that thing's getting way out of control. Wonder if I need to keep it a little bit slower. But yeah, we're here on Elm Creek. I've been looking at some of the feedback left on some of my recent videos, especially the feedback from Helgi, complaining that the videos look very washed out and newspapery in texture, particularly on the last one, the last Elm Creek videos compared to Haut Beyleron. I don't know why that is. I have no explanation as to why that could be the case, because I'm using the exact same graphic settings for both maps in the game menu and in my NVIDIA GeForce experience, and I'm using the same filter settings on both maps. I'm using the same recording settings for capturing the video. I'm using the same rendering settings in my editing software for outputting the video. So I don't know why there would be that difference in graphics between Elm Creek here and my Haut Beyleron series. The only explanation I can think of is that these maps use two different texture and lighting models, maybe? Two different colour gradings? So therefore the maps do actually look different from one another and have a different sort of palette. Also, the only other thing I can think of is the fact that on Haut Beyleron, so far I've only been playing in the autumn stroke winter of the game, and of course here in Elm Creek I've got it permanently fixed in the settings to I've got it permanently fixed in the settings to July. So it's permanently going to be summer. It's never going to change. So we're always going to have this lighting on the map. And I'm wondering if maybe Haut Beyleron might look a little bit washed out and a little bit sort of strange once I get into summer on that map, if it is sunny on that map in the summer. Because like I say, so far I've only been playing in the doom and gloom of autumn winter on that map, which could make things a little bit different. The only other thing I'm going to try doing after I've recorded today is when I come to actually edit and render these videos in my Sony Vegas software, what I'm going to do when I come to actually do the the rendering is I'm going to actually render it with constant bitrate in the software, rather than variable bitrate, where the software automatically sort of switches to a lower quality, a lower bitrate, lower quality whenever there's, you know, less important stuff going on, and then switches to a higher quality, higher bitrate when there's, you know, quite a bit of stuff going on screen. I might turn that off and, like I say, set it to a constant bitrate so it's not changing all the time. And then that way then the videos will be the same all the way through, basically. So I'll give that a go. See if that helps the output of the video. But like I say, as far as I'm aware, I'm using exactly the same textures and settings on both maps. And I'm using the same graphic settings when I live stream as well. When I'm live streaming on Twitch, I'm using the exact same graphic settings for the game. I'm using the exact same graphic settings for Nvidia. I'm using the same filter settings. And it's strange because Mr. Helgi reckons that the Twitch streams look fantastic. Look really crisp, really sharp, really good quality. So again, I don't know why the YouTube videos look so bad, unless it's a case of YouTube being YouTube, and when YouTube is encoding and processing the videos, they're absolutely ruining them. they're downgrading the quality of the videos in their own processing and converting process. That wouldn't surprise me. We do know that inherently videos that get uploaded to YouTube end up getting a lot darker, which means normally when creators like me are playing games and recording games, we have to jack up the brightness and gamma quite a bit to compensate the fact that YouTube makes everything look darker. But yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll try it out. Like I say, I'm not opposed to trying things and giving things a whirl to try and make these videos look as good as they can be. And like I say, I'm not against trying different mods and different things. Got a few little bits and bobs installed today. Some new bits and bobs as well. Some quite nice new mods come out this week, actually. We've got a Cavern Cedar that's quite nice from Giants. However, it does have an error in it in which the sounds don't work properly, because it's still the file links to the old FS19 sounds and the location for the FS19 sound files, which don't exist in FS22. So Giants probably have done a very poor job of converting their own mod, their own equipment, because they didn't check that, did they? It creates a log error, so I'm surprised Giants didn't check that. We've also got the Great Plains Cedar come out. That was very popular in the game. I think I've got it installed. I've got it on this page so it's easier for me to see all my mods that I've got installed. Yeah, the Great Plains, great little cedar, plants everything. Very useful to have in game. However, I'm kind of leaning more towards that Cavern one. I've fixed this though. I've managed to fix the sounds myself on this, so I've got a self-fixed version. But I'm leaning more towards the Cavern because of the higher seed tank on it. I know it's smaller in width, but I like the added bonus of just being able to hold more seed. You've probably seen me using that on in the Haut Beyleron series, I would think, so far currently. But yeah, these, like I say, this is a great way to show you all the mods that I currently have installed. So I've got quite a few of Stevie's edits so far for different things. Some of the different trailer packs installed. I'm not downloading every single mod that is coming out on being released for the game. Like I say, I'm not typically going to download all the 3-meter cultivators and things like that. I have got the case vehicle pack. I've got the quad track, so if I wanted to go red equipment, I can do. I've got the big buds from FS19. I've got the Amazoni pack. I like this because it makes these two little Amazonis, it makes them able to do lime as well as fertilizer, which was obviously one of my little gripes and complaints, that the original fertilizing equipment doesn't do. There isn't a lot of options for doing lime. Like, so if we go and actually look at fertilizer, the actual in-game fertilizer spreaders, nope, that only does seed, that does lime and fertilizer, that only does fertilizer, that only does lime and that one does lime and fertilizer. So those were the only 4, and out of those 4, only 2 did lime and fertilizer. Then we've got the mod Amazoni pack, which now adds lime and fertilizer to the 2 Amazonis. And then we've got the Stevie edits of them, which sadly Stevie hasn't added lime support. So they still only do, fertilizing, sadly. But I do think we can change. He's given us the option to change all the colors. And he's given us the option, a couple of an extra configuration option for the capacity on the machines. So like if you want a little bit more capacity, you can add a bit more capacity, and you can change the colours, which, you know, is nice. I would have just preferred to have had the lime functionality added. Obviously got the sulky, which was one of the mods I used a great deal in FS19. This was my go-to lime spreader because it did 50 meters. It did 50-meter lime, and I quite like that. And it just, I think it's simple, just hook on the back of your tractor and go kind of thing. So yeah, I quite like that. And then obviously we've got the Cavern Geo spread, which has the adjustable working width. From Giants. This is Giants' own one, which was in the Cavern DLC for FS19, and you can alter the width manually on this using you can control the spreading width. You can adjust it. I think it, like I say, it goes up to 42 meters. I think it is. It goes from 24 to 42. But I've changed that myself, so it does lime as well as fertilizer. Because I just think there needs to be more options for doing lime than the bradles. You know, not everybody wants to use a bradle all the time for doing lime. Sometimes it would be nice just to be able to have a nice, simple, small little tractor, like my John Deere 6M, like the 6M that I've got on this map, and just be able to use that by chucking a little spreader on the back, not a great big trailed one. I think that is where those kind of mods come in very useful. But yeah, got quite a few little mods downloaded now and tweaked. Got the Case Autonomous again. I'd like to see the John Deere Autonomous come over from FS19. So yeah, these are the mods I've currently got installed. Whether I'll actually get round to using them all in the series, probably not. But it's nice to see we've got options. we've got options. Obviously, you can't see the script mods I'm using. I am using a few script mods. I've got the Lumberjack mod installed now. I've got the collect straw at contracts mod. I've got the refresh contracts mod. I've got the multiple missions mod. So yeah, quite a lot of the script gameplay type mods I've got installed. There's a couple of other little bits and bobs as well that I've got, which I can I've got a lovely little mod that allows me, that is it's a modified stone crusher, debris crusher thing that takes the stone and turns it into lime. I've got one of those, so I might be buying and placing one of those on the map. It also gives me the option to sell lime as well. If I've got an excess of lime, I can sell it, which you can't currently do in game because you can't sell lime or seed or fertilizer or any of that kind of stuff. Again, I've got the mod I use on Haut Beyleron for selling my honey, the placeable mod that I've got, which was made by Stevie. I've done a little bit of an edit to that, so you can actually sell pallets of seed, fertilizer and lime. It won't, however, accept the IBC tank, so it won't sell liquid fertilizer, it won't sell herbicide when they're in their pallet tank form. However, if you can load them into a tanker, you can then empty the tanker at the sell point and sell the excess liquid fertilizer and herbicide that you've got. Very useful for getting rid of all that kind of stuff that's laying around extra all over the all over your farm. We had that issue yesterday on the multiplayer server, because we got rid of all the leased equipment, because we worked out that the leased equipment is an absolute money drain, and it's actually better to borrow take a 500,000 loan and buy all and own all the equipment, because the loan interest each month is considerably lower than the vehicle leasing costs each day. The loan interest was only $966 for the month. $966 on a 500,000 loan. Pretty decent interest rate, that. Very low, very competitive. Compared to $70,000 we were paying every single day in leasing costs. So on the multiplayer server, we've got rid of all the leasing equipment. And you probably have noticed on my Haut Beyleron Let's Play, I'm gradually shifting over now to owning most of my equipment. I've bought a tractor on that save recently, and yeah, it's good. It's all good. I just need to I need to replace the New Holland tractor with a owned one, because obviously I'm still leasing the New Holland at this point. But then we'll have no leasing fees, which will be very nice. The only thing we'll have leasing fees for every year then will be the harvester, when we come to harvest our crops, which is probably most likely going to be the same thing on this map. The first time I harvest my field on this map, we will probably have a leased harvester, and then after that, hopefully when we sell the soybeans, we'll make enough money. We'll make enough money from the soybean sale that I can buy a harvester, and then we'll have our own harvester, and then that's it. We're pretty much taken care of for the basics. Admittedly, I've still got that Rubicon on loan at the moment, on lease. I probably need to think about returning that. Because that'll eat into my finances quite a bit. I did say, I'm pretty sure I said in the last video I was going to call the store and get them to come and fetch it. But I don't think I have. I must have forgot. I noticed it was sat there at the farm today when I logged in, so when I loaded up, so I must have forgot to have phoned the shop. But we'll probably get that returned today, I imagine. No massive rush there for that. Dolores is quite happy to spend the afternoon just mowing this field, tedding it, baling, windrowing it, and then baling it. There's going to be loads of bales. Going to be loads of bales. I can't remember how many Mr. Helgi had. When he did the contract on the server, it was for silage, so he had to go around and wrap all the bales afterwards. But it's interesting, the first time I do a baling contract, we get square bales, which is a bit of a pity because I wanted to test the lazy Bales mod, which I've got installed, which is another handy script mod, which prevents round bales from rolling. So when you're doing round baling, when you unload the round bale from the baler, it doesn't roll off the field and disappear into the bushes or the trees or whatever. Once the baler drops it onto the field, it stays exactly where it dropped until you pick it up. It's a great handy little mod made by Alfalfa, the guy who brought us the easy auto load script in FS19. He brought us easy auto load, which was used in all the auto loading trailers throughout the whole of FS19. Every auto loading trailer used Alfalfa's easy auto load script. So he's brought us the lazy Bales mod already. I hope he's working on auto load, the FS22. I hope he's also working on pallet replacer mods, because I know in FS19 he did the egg pallet replacer, which removed the silly little cardboard boxes of eggs and gave us actual spawnable pallets, and each pallet held like 3,200 litres of eggs. So it was the eggs were able to spawn for quite a while before you got that message about not having any room for new pallets. He did the same with the wool for the sheep as well. He had a different wool pallet that he had spawning, which replaced the in-game wool pallet, and his wool pallet had a higher capacity. So again, when your sheep were making wool, it was a lot longer and you had a few more days before you got the sheep complaining that they had no room for new pallets. It just made life a little bit easier because it meant you weren't having to keep, you know, fiddling with the animals. You know, the animals were less needy. And then of course the added bonus was when you did then take the eggs or the wool to sell, you got paid a lot more because there was more stuff in the pallets. The pallets had higher, you know, capacity, had more content, so you got paid a lot more. So it you know, it was a win-win. I hope he's going to do the same this year, like I say, with because of all the new production mods for like the honey, you know, your greenhouses stuff, your lettuces, your tomatoes, your strawberries. It would be really nice if you came out with increased capacity pallets for those, because right now if you have your greenhouses and stuff set to spawning rather than direct selling or direct distributing, they generate hundreds of pallets, but the pallets have very little oh dear, go away. They have very little content inside them, so the pallets don't actually contain a lot, you know. Right, we finished mowing, so we can take this back to the store. We can grab our tractor, come down with the tedder. Quite the process, this. Quite the process. Because we've only been lent for one tractor. So I'm partially thinking and debating to myself whether I go and grab one of my tractors and bring over for the, oh god, this steering. Yeah, the vehicle control add-on mod, it doesn't play nice with controllers, so it's going to have to go. The steering's way too sensitive. Like I'm barely touching the controller, barely touching the left analog stick, and that thing's like whoop. Oh, that's not going to make tedding very fun, is it? I don't know if it would help. I don't know if I can turn my... I could probably adjust my controller sensitivity down in the settings. But then I must remember when I disable the vehicle control mod to turn it back on. Clever Motors. Yeah, there's a collectible on the roof of Clever Motors here, look. There's a harvester collectible there. There. And we can't get it. We spotted it in multiplayer last night, and we can't get to it because we have no way of you can't get up there. You can't jump up there because it's too high and there's nothing to climb on. We tried parking a tractor like on the lowest part of the building, and then having one player stand on the tractor and then the other player climb on top of that player and try to jump from the top of that player to the roof, but sadly it was too high. Far too high. Right, let me have a quick look. Can I turn down my control steering sensitivity so I can carry on playing? I don't want to have to log out of the game today. We'll save it at 50%, see if that helps. Yeah, we've got the windrower to go, and we've got the baler to go. This isn't going to be very quick, is it? I was hoping to get a bit more done than this in today's video. We might still be doing this in the next episode, this contract in the next video. Yeah, that's not made any difference to this vehicle's sensitivity. The tractors are sliding around all over the place. Right, bear with me. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to log out, log back in. Turn off vehicle control add-on. And I'm going to delete that mod because it's, like I say, it's no substitute for guidance steering. Guidance steering's the proper mod. Guidance steering's the proper GPS mod. And we'll just have to be patient and wait for Wopster to do his magic. I'm quite happy to do that. I'm not prepared to start playing the game with keyboard and mouse. Just for the benefit of having a fake pseudo GPS type deal. Here's an actual idea. if anybody knows Mowgli, knows how to get in touch with him, and knows how to contact him, do so and ask him if he'll just release the GPS functionality of the mod as a standalone without all the other stuff. You know, just separate the steering, the GPS type stuff, from the rest of the vehicle and just release that as a standalone separate mod. I think people would prefer that, wouldn't they? Oh, very nice. This looks like it's massive. This is a massive tedder. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hopefully won't take too long to do the field with it. The steering's less twitchy at 50%. I might leave it at 50% sensitivity, actually. You know? Okay, so some of that grass I'm not allowed to ted because it's outside the field. It's outside the contracted area. Bear that in mind later on when we come to windrow. And do our baling. I've mowed quite the amount of this field. Might have to see if I can hire a helper to come and assist me in a minute. If I can get a helper to do the tedding. That'll be very, very useful. Because that'll leave me free then to go and do the windrowing. No field found. What are you talking about, scumbag? Of course there's a field found. You're on it. Seems like I've got the artificial idiots available to me today, rather than the artificial intelligence. Be a real pity if a worker can't use a tedder. Get out of here, dear. The deer are like crows in FS19. Crows were like a plague that just absolutely trolled you incessantly. And I think deer are the new crows because there's millions of them and they're always on the blooming map. They're always around where you're working. I don't know if they actually have any gameplay functionality. I don't know whether like deer actually like you know, eat your crops or something. I don't know. Seems like we're missing bits of grass here. Not tedding all of that. Right, okay, you will ted now. Now you're actually in the field, you will ted. Good. Worker. Right, that is that empty? Yeah, there's no spray in that. Right, we will call the store. And we will say goodbye, Mr. Rubicon. I'll probably end up returning the cedar as well. Now that I know what I know about the leasing and the fact that we've got the Great Plains available to us, I can get rid of that thing. Which tractor is that? That is the 6R? That is the 7R. You know what? Let's take the 7R. Let's take the 7R, grab the windrower, and then we can head on down to the field. And we can do the grass. We can windrow the grass, ready for the farmer. I've noticed as well, and this is something that you probably... Oh, it's very pointless me telling you this because you can't actually see. But because this vehicle doesn't actually have any beacons that you can see on the top of the vehicle, when I activate the beacons in game, the actual physical beacon that came with the collector's edition of the game actually does proper flash on and off. It doesn't do that constant on thing like it does on most vehicles. I actually kind of prefer the flash that we get with vehicles like this that don't have beacons than I do the flashing that we get with the flashing that we get with the vehicles that don't actually have beacons. Because when you're driving a vehicle that actually has beacons, the realistic beacon that come with the collector's edition doesn't actually flash. It kind of just rotates. The light just kind of spins. It doesn't actually kind of go on and off. It's a bit weird. It's like it's always on, but then there's like a little bit of a pulsing effect to it. Whereas with this machine, because it has no actual beacons, when I turn the beacon on, I'm getting an actual proper clear on off on off on off on my my beacon. I wish I could have that for all that function for all vehicles, because it's a lot more noticeable when it's on off out the corner of your eye or whatever, because I have it positioned sat behind me on a shelf, so that when I'm streaming people can see it in the live stream when I activate the beacon. It's a lot more noticeable when it's in the actual flashing mode, the slow flashing mode, rather than the strange rotating whirly gig mode. What's going on? Why does he stop? Is he going to do this to me all the time? Why are you not why are you not heading properly? You was heading fine a minute ago. You've done some rows. I've seen you do some rows. If the AI worker won't assist me, this is going to be a very long job. Oh, hello. You're a bit wide, aren't you? You're a nice wide boy. You're a nice wide windrower. He's not done the whole field. I can't, out of the very goodness of my heart, let you carry on knowing that you've missed all that field. Seriously, dude, you've not helped me there. You've not helped me at all. Worst AI helper ever. Roll on, course play coming out for FS22 when we can actually have proper workers that do jobs properly. And does it just increases the time it takes to do jobs when the workers don't do what they're supposed to do. You know, I'm trying to get this field tedded so I can get it, because I've got to get it windrowed, I've got to get it baled, I've got to get all the bales picked up, I've got to get them all transported. It's all stuff that's going to take lots and lots of time if this thing's going to just keep messing about. No reason for it to be messing about. There isn't. I've given him a perfectly clear and instruction. Why are you stopping? Yeah. Oh. Right, before I get really frustrated, I'm going to end the video, folks. So thank you for watching today's episode. We'll pick up with this contract in the next video. I will, however, start the video with the tedding done so we can focus on the windrowing and the baling. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in that one, everybody. So make sure you've left a like on the video. Leave your comments for me in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already doing so, and enable your notification bell. Share the video with absolutely everyone you know. And I will see you all again very soon. So from me, CY, here on Elm Creek in Farming Simulator 22, it's goodbye for now.